Welcome to the No, I'm Ashley.
And I'm Gus.
There have been a whole lot of rumblings lately about Xbox. All kinds of rumblings. And now a new rumor surfaced that Microsoft could actually be looking to shore up their slate of exclusive titles by scooping up a massive video game publisher.
Ooh, tell me more.
Hey.
They've got the funds to do it, according to sources, and they're looking at a few suitors like EA and Valve to join the Xbox family.
Man, that's crazy. So could it be two, okay taste that taste better together, eh? Up for debate, okay, but it's definitely easy to see what the upside would be for Microsoft, and more significantly, the kind of shake-up a purchase like this could prove to be for the entire industry. Well, if something like this is even plausible.
This wild rumor comes by way of Polygon, who just put out a piece about the state of Xbox's publishing business and the opinion of a number of analysts, plus a source close to the situation, is that Microsoft has the means and the desire to acquire another big game maker to bolster their exclusive lineup.
Now, as far as the means go, Microsoft is apparently sitting on a really big war chest right now, around $135 billion.
You can buy some stuff with that.
Yeah, a sandwich or two, gigantic games industry powerhouse, whatever. Typically, the reason a company might want to do that is that they're interested in an acquisition, which in the business world just means buying out another company.
From a business standpoint, the reason you'd want to buy out another company with all that money is when you're trying to scale up development or increase the scope of your business very quickly. In this case, completely broadening the scope of Microsoft's publishing arm by nabbing either a big developer or apparently even a huge publisher.
Now, according to the report, the most recent possible acquisitions we heard from a reliable source close to Microsoft was, in fact, Electronic Arts. We also heard a whisper about Valve and about Korean outfit PUBG Corp.
These are definitely some interesting names, with EA being among the most interesting because it's the most recent one being thrown around. EA currently operates groups like DICE, Motive, BioWare Respawn, Ghost Games, and PopCap. That would be a dramatic increase to the studios at Microsoft's disposal, and it also gives them access to some massive IPs like Mass Effect, RIP, Dead Space, FIFA,
RIP.
Madden, Battlefield, Battlefront, Titanfall, and the upcoming Anthem.
Oh, if only they had all those studios that EA had also shut down. That'd be a lot. Obviously, the mileage on this kind of transaction may vary for gamers out there. There's already quite a lot of negative sentiment surrounding EA at the moment, and Microsoft's exclusive troubles over the past couple of years haven't done them any favors either. Plus, there's the fact that Microsoft's track record for Xbox-related acquisitions for studios has been kind of hit or miss.
If you acquire EA, you have to get other parts in loot boxes? You didn't get our HR department.
It's gonna cost a little bit more for Respawn.
And we all know how the purchase of studios like Rare and Lionhead have worked out for Microsoft. Lionhead shut down after Microsoft canceled Fable Legends, and Rare's been doing less of the Banjo-Kazooies and more of the Kinect Sports, but Sea of Thieves has potential, so that's something.
Have you played the beta?
Yes, I have. It's fun.
It was fun. I played it over the weekend. I'm very curious to see where they go with progression.
Yeah.
But the basic gameplay was a lot of fun. It's easy to just hop in and do a match with a good 4-player crew. And let's not forget Microsoft spun up 343 Industries when Bungie went independent, and even if you're not a huge fan of the newer Halo games, the studio is still pretty healthy, and Turn 10 is doing great things with Forza.
And Bungie was, of course, also an acquisition.
Yes.
By Microsoft way back in the day.
And it's doing just fine.
Yeah, and they're not really part of that structure anymore. We know that, but just saying there was precedent there. Studio successes aside, this would be a pretty major shakeup for the entire games industry, and a big part of that, in addition to new Xbox exclusives, would be tied to Game Pass. While the offer of getting Xbox exclusives on day one is certainly enticing for potential subscribers, what would make the service really sing is exclusive content from other publishers.
Well, the problem is it's pretty difficult for Microsoft to set up a deal like that short of just buying that company's content outright. Right now, for example, EA probably wouldn't offer too many titles via Game Pass because they have their own EA Access program that they wouldn't want to compete against.
Right. But with the library of someone like EA, Microsoft could add a ton of immediate value to Game Pass right off the bat in a way that would be pretty hard for others to match. It would be similar to Disney recently acquiring Fox's huge library of content, presumably for their upcoming video streaming service.
The other potential company mentioned by the rumor, Valve, also very interesting. The upside is especially easy to see for Microsoft considering how much they're ramping up their Play Anywhere initiatives between Xbox and PC.
Didn't Gabe Newell used to work at Microsoft? I think that's where it's all coming full circle.
Yeah, look at that.
One of the big barriers of that business taking off is frankly the hold that Valve has on the PC marketplace via Steam. It's the main platform for distributing games on PC, and one of the major reasons the Windows Store has a difficult time competing.
One of the reasons. The other one is that everyone remembers Microsoft's previous attempts at PC stores. And apparently Microsoft and Valve are having some problems playing nice with each other when it comes to exclusivity and game releases right now. Over the weekend, so this is very recent, a few news outlets reported that a Microsoft producer indicated that the definitive edition of Age of Empires being exclusive to the Microsoft Store wasn't a Microsoft decision, but Valve's. And a lot of that had to do with getting Xbox Live to play nicely with Steam on the back end.
Oh boy. Okay. EA might seem like a stretch for even Microsoft to acquire because it would be so expensive.
I mean, EA is worth a lot of money. Like a tiny drop in their stock was a $3 billion valuation.
It's a lot of billions. But Valve seems like even more of a stretch, honestly, compared to EA. While it would be an incredibly positive move for Microsoft, it's kind of hard to see Valve going for it. For one, they're a privately owned company, so the decision would be almost entirely up to them.
Well, they also have their own very specific ambitions in regards to PC gaming, so it's kind of hard to see what Microsoft could offer next to a huge pile of money, but Valve's not exactly hurting there. Valve's already dismissed a number of offers for acquisition already, one of which was apparently EA.
Hey, don't downplay what a big pile of money can do.
Yeah, but if you've already got a mountain of money and you're gonna put some more money on top of that mountain and make a slightly bigger mountain, you have to ask what that's worth.
Would you trade the mountain for a mountain range?
That's true.
And then, of course, there's the rumor about PUBG Corporation. That one feels a bit more plausible than the other two. It's hard to imagine either EA or Valve selling, especially Valve, to Microsoft.
Unless it comes with a mountain range of money.
That sounds interesting. I want that. Call me, Microsoft. It becomes more realistic after looking at the extent of their partnership to launch PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds on Xbox at the end of last year, and their history of acquiring Mojang after the success of Minecraft.
So realistic? Maybe, but is it a great idea? So at the moment, we don't know too much more about what PUBG Corp is capable of. Because while obviously Battlegrounds has been an astounding success right off the bat, it's kind of hard to predict what the company is going to be able to achieve long term. They've got other games planned, and thanks to the success of PUBG, they've got the revenue to finance those projects.
Yeah, but there are still big question marks there. Will PUBG continue to have success, or will it decline as other Battle Royale games enter the competition? Fortnite alone has taken a huge chunk out of its maximum potential, and other publishers are planning their own competitors. Also, even though PUBG has been a juggernaut, who knows if the studio can make lightning hit twice? I mean, even Mojang has had trouble getting another breakout after the success with Minecraft.
But Scrolls, though, whatever the case with each of these rumors and possibilities, we probably shouldn't make too much of this, at least at the moment. While the EA scuttlebutt is one of those things that makes for a pretty weird, fascinating, what-if story to consider, it sounds like these are all pretty preliminary ideas that are being floated around at the moment, rather than deals that are at a serious stage of discussion. But again, crazier things have happened, like Disney buying all the Fox content, for instance.
Still, it's definitely an indication that Microsoft is looking to aggressively expand its gaming business and the Xbox brand very quickly.
Very quickly, hopefully.
If these rumors are happening, it means Microsoft is actively thinking about this and doing a bit of discovery about what's possible.
And from the sound of it, we might be hearing more on that front in the near future. Superdata Research CEO Joost van Drinnen said, because of where we are in the life cycle of all these things, I'm expecting to hear Microsoft announce something very, very shortly.
Ooh. One quick note too, while it seems like a crazy idea that EA could be acquired, this isn't the first time we've heard rumors about EA possibly getting bought out by a big tech firm. I mean, last year the rumor was that Apple was sitting on enough money to make a bid for EA. When looking at Apple's then war chest of around $240 billion, analysts guessed they could be looking to acquire a media giant like Netflix, or possibly to break into gaming by acquiring Electronic Arts.
Well, at the time that was mostly just analysts making educated guesses, though, which is far different from what we've got here, with sources allegedly close to the situation repeating back what they've heard. Still, sometimes these leaks also happen to see how excited investors get about the prospect, and after the Disney-Fox rumors late last year, we saw Fox's stock immediately rise, which potentially reignited the talks between the two and got the deal done.
Right. I mean, that's always, you always got to wonder what interest
right?
do these sources have in the story. So at the moment, I mean, really, who knows? It'll definitely be something for gamers to keep an eye on, especially with all the movement Microsoft has made on Xbox already in 2018.
We've had leaks about all kinds of upcoming exclusives like Fable 4 and Forza Horizon 4, although that's really more just predictive at this point. The potentially industry-shifting announcement about Xbox Game Pass getting day one access to Microsoft exclusives also leaked before it was officially announced. Well, it leaked that something crazy was coming to it, but then it got extra crazy with the official announcement. But maybe, potentially, Microsoft is just getting started with this year.
So, what do you guys think of the rumors that Microsoft is looking to acquire a big-name gaming company to shore up their first-party offerings? Let us know in the comments.
And for future updates on Xbox rumors and to see if this deal shakes out, remember to like this video, and if you're new around here, subscribe to The Know. Valve and about Korean outfit PUBG Corp.
Interesting. Those are definitely some very interesting names, with EA being among the most interesting because it's the most recent one. I kept saying interesting, and I got in my own head about it.
Interesting.
Because I said interesting. I ad-libbed interesting, and then it said interesting.
That's fine. Who cares? You can say interesting twice. It is interesting.
Interesting.